Hi, what's up, guys? I'm Ho. I am really want to doing my best job of sharing every useful idea to people. Today is a 2020 New Year, so Happy New Year to you guys. I hope that every one of you will have a whole new unique life that you are wish for. So just because today is a whole new year in this very special year, I'm definitely need to share to you some of my insight about spirituality and also law of attraction. That's why today I want to make my own New Year special video that can really to convince you guys look into your life very carefully that everything about spirituality, philosophy, or law of attraction that out there you have been exposed on this kind of online world. That's why the topic for today is, I think that most of the spirituality, law of attraction, or any kind of metaphysical teaching we can see nowadays are jumping to the conclusion too fast. Why I have to say like that? Because yes, that's good if we are always emphasize other people to make a very positive changes by do some sort of very quote unquote positive type of practice, regardless what kind of self-help motivation you got from other gurus, any kind of yoga move or meditation technique you can use to improve yourself. And after all, you also can use any kind of technique for raising your own vibration. But what I'm really found out, the more we are to be clingy on that kind of teaching, those kind of teaching is become more and more abstract, rather we see that it really can help us to solve our personal problem according to the actuality for each one of us. So what I really mean about is, just because those kind of teaching that doesn't seem that can provide any kind of realistic solution that really can help us to address our own root problem and suffering for every individual. That's why I think sometimes it doesn't really give us much more very profound kind of insight that we really want to get. For instance, what if one person that have a lavish, very challenging childhood that requires so much of healing efforts, that therefore if you really want require that kind of person, use your own visualization kind of exercise and then letting go the outcome is something that so is is something that not considered is an answer for that particular person. So why we still need consider this way is really very helpful for him. That's why sometimes we really miss out what kind of method that really can help other people have a much more ability to solve their own unique problem for themselves. So what my point really want to bring out on here is, why don't we come out a teaching that really serve as a guideline for every people out there to examine their own problem, and then they will have their own ability to find out their own answer and to solve their own problem. After all, ultimately, to find out what is their own motivation for them to move on in their own life. That means is if we really can encourage anyone else to explore our own life experience that full of challenge, we cannot run away, our brain will definitely will immediately to figure out how can we find any possible way to stay safe from the dangers. That is the normal function for us to learn how to solve problems. This is the aspect that we should emphasize the most in order we really can to use our own brain to figure out what is the possible way or opportunity for us to survive even better in any kind of circumstance. You see, once we really committed to do like that, we ourselves will really can absorb as much information as possible in our surrounding, and then our mind will process it to conclude what is the best answer for us in order for us to make a better choice in any struggle we have to face. Rather we jump to the conclusion jump to the conclusion so fast without consider we need to think what kind of better way we really can use in a very challenging situation. That's why the critical thinking is very important for us to assess how can we to perform better in any challenging circumstance. Here is how we can learn to grow as a stronger individual and become a wiser people in dealing any different situation of life. Here is how we can embark our own human potential in achieve a much more better thing that we can ever imagine. So this is the way I really have to let you guys to understand that we really need to think carefully and seriously about this thing. So I think we are really can achieving our own personal greatness by doing this kind of method. So I am also really very believe that as long as we really can commit the use this kind of practice, we will not facing any problem in figure out how we can learn the most suitable lesson that we supposed to learn from our life experience. It is the beauty of embracing any challenge we have encountered in our life, so that we from here we can find out what kind of inspiration is serve the best for us the most according to our own individual uniqueness. And here we really want to understand that is every one of us are different. What kind of insight really serve us the most also really different. We have to come into place to see that our own personal perspective is the way how we really to make us live the life that we are currently live. That's why in order for us to find the very profound solution in anything is not by using any kind of abstract kind of teaching in by speculating. This is work for every people rather to see what kind of actual problem that people facing. So we are only have to use this kind of way to help other people to find their own joy and follow their own passion in order they will understand more about to live the life that we really need to live is by see how our perspective play so much part in our life, and then we have to use our own perspective as a telling sign about our own self rather we are using any external kind of teaching to suppress our own perspective and then create some sort of unconscious resistance within us that make us so suffer the most all the time. I don't think that we should always act right. We should become a Mr. or Mrs. Know it all to consider, oh yeah, I know the law of attraction, the about the yoga knowledge so much. So I think my teaching is really can inspire 1,000 of people rather you consider that whether every each different individual can accept your own kind of teaching or not, because you really have to find out what kind of community everyone have, and then we really have to teach other people how to become a highly awakened people. Is by that kind of aspect we are ignoring so long in our entire century. This is why sometimes, no matter how much thing we are learn, it's seemingly very hard work very well for us, because we think that what we see and what we learn is something that we should fully accept without think twice. The danger is you didn't really to learn more about yourself, what is the thing is best serving for you. So what I really can recommend you guys to do is spend more time alone with yourself to ask yourself why you perceive your own problem this way. After all, most importantly, even though the problem I face make me so suffer, but what kind of good thing it also can teach me in the end of the day. You see, when you really change how you perceive your own problem, you want you gradually to expand your own personal belief system or perspective in seeing how your entire life is working. So this is the way of how can you gain more life wisdom that you really need the most in order for you to understand, to living your own life, is by to find out some sort of resolution in your own personal problem, even though you're still carrying your own personal perspective. Because your own personal perspective is what really make yourself so unique. Here already carrying your own personal blueprint that to reflect what is your own personal strength or weakness, what is your own favor and what is your own dislikeness. Therefore, this is something really very important. You have to examine carefully in order from your own personal perspective to learn about what kind of method that is suitable for you to grow as a person. By the way, another kind of problem I had found that in most of the law of attraction teaching, that is, it's really only to emphasizing in how to manifest anything you want. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, because we all have our own personal need and wants in order for us to live the life that really is mean is very significant for our own self, but it doesn't really tend to become the justification in measuring the definition of success, because what really we have to distinguish between this kind of teaching method is to manifest something is only to maximizing our own personal needs and want rather than to become a tool in measuring our own success, because when we really need to achieve some sort of great accomplishment is like what I'm really saying just now. What kind of life experience that we have to embrace, and from that point of view we can learn what kind of meaning we about the life we have learned and any kind of wisdom we already gained throughout our own spiritual awakening process, and then live by on that kind of value we have learned about, and then take any action or initiative to work on that kind of value for us to grow better as a person until the day we achieve something that really very significant for ourselves. By the way, we still keep humbly learn everything about the lesson of life. Here is how we really can define our own success, not not just or emphasize in, oh, I want get this one, or I want get that one. What really can indicating about that kind of tendency is we only encourage other people to have an unhealthy entitlement in possessing something, because many people think, oh yeah, law of attraction is for me to get the thing I don't have, the thing I want so bad. Yeah, although that's kind of thinking is not wrong at all. That's good. You have your own kind of wish to get something, but the more we obsess about this is only make us become more and more self-entitled to something that doesn't really reflecting our own self-growth, whereby this is already to become opposing effect for what spirituality really is. It's only make people become more and more delusional and doesn't really realize oneself about what kind of value that really need to be expanded that beyond any kind of manifestation. So I hope that for my today videos really can inspire any one of you to understand more about to practice your own spirituality in the right way, even though I cannot say that it's the right way, at least in a very suitable way, so that you yourself can gain some sort of insight that really can understand more how can you live by your own authentic value in your own challenging life experience, in order you can live in the alignment with the highest truth of your own personal core essence. So that's all for today from me to you guys. Thanks to you guys to watch my inspiring video. So please share it to other people so that they also can learn something useful from me. Click a like button below. Share your critical thinking type of comment at the comment section below. As long as you good with me. Follow me on my other social media. There are Facebook, Instagram, Bigo Live, and TikTok. You guys also can support me by sending some of the cash money tips on my Patreon and subscribe star page. Although it is optional, if you really do, I very appreciate. And also, most importantly, you guys are free to subscribe both of my YouTube and Bigo channels, so that every day you guys can get the daily updates from me. So I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. I wish you all have a great life.